This is the plaintiff, Earlette Jackson. She says she put down a deposit on a house the defendants were going to be renting when they moved out, but they took her money and strung her along for months. That's right. They kept putting off the move-in date because they kept delaying their move-out date. And she now wants her money back. They refuse, and here they are. She's suing for $4,404.60, the return of her deposit, and storage fees for 11 months. These are the defendants, Lillian and Ron Silver. Lillian says the plaintiff's a hot mess who strung them along. She wanted a move-in date before she gave a deposit. She then got into a car crash because she fell asleep at the wheel, and now that she needs the money, she wants to undo their rental deal. Oh, her $4,000. Ha! They're accused of holding on tight to a deposit.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff put down a deposit in the defendant's house and they just stole it. But the defendants say the plaintiff's a mess who fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed her car, and now she needs money to handle it. It's the case of wheeling and dealing.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Earlette Jackson.
Yes.
You're
Hi.
suing Lillian Silver and Ron Silver for a refund of a deposit that you paid them, as well as storage fees that you incurred as a result of them, according to you, not coming through with the rental of a house, correct?
Correct.
All right, how did you all meet?
Through my pastor.
And this was in what month and year?
This was in probably early October 2018.
Okay.
No, it was in the summertime.
Okay.
'Cause it was hot
And
that
you were
day.
looking to rent your house out?
Yes, it wasn't the summertime, it was in October.
In October, okay. And maybe she has a very long summer because she actually said October. All right, so so you were looking to rent your house out. Why?
My son is ill and he had cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And he was doing chemotherapy
Somewhere else? This was
in San Diego,
in
California.
California.
Yes.
So you were looking to rent your house, I guess, short term,
Yes.
so you could be over there as long as would be necessary.
Yes.
All right. So you folks talk and you come up with a price, right?
Right.
Now, at that time, where were you living? Because you were already looking for a place.
I was living in Bellport.
Go ahead.
She said, well, Miss Lillian told me, she said, in November, because that's when I was leaving that month, was in November 4th. We had to vacate, left. And she has said, when that happens, I could come, that they'd be out. They have been on move. But so happened they didn't move. So she said to me, if you can stay with a relative and then put your stuff in storage, you only have to do it for 2 weeks. And because we should be leaving by then. So I said, okay. So then the 2 weeks passed, and then I talked to her. She was like, oh, you should be in there by Thanksgiving, spending Thanksgiving, because I want to go out there, spend Thanksgiving with my family and everything. I was like, all right, good. Thanksgiving passed. Now it's Christmas.
I mean, why don't you just find a different place? Obviously, this wasn't going to work out.
Because for the simple fact is that we had got a bond, and therefore she said, God told her that this house is mine. So I said, okay, then.
Well, it's not yours. It would be for you to rent.
Well, she said that
I mean, even God
told
can't
her.
just give it to you, I mean,
Well, she said that God told her, I should be in her house, renting it, rather.
Right.
So I said, all right. And at that time, I wanted a bigger house.
I mean, there are other
and it
bigger
was
houses. All right, so Thanksgiving, you hadn't paid any money yet, right, at that point in
No.
Thanksgiving? So where are you physically living
Well, physically.
at that time?
Oh, at that
November,
time.
yeah.
At that time, I moved in with my aunt.
So November, December, January, February, all that time you're living with your aunt? Mm-hmm. And your aunt doesn't mind?
My aunt had moved out because she's elderly.
All right, so now let me ask you a question. You waited November, December, January, February, March, April. When is it that you end up paying a $2,000?
April.
All right, April what?
April 12th. April 13th, I gave her the money.
And that was under the theory that what? They were going to be out by when?
Yep, that she was going to be out by May. I was going to move in there May 1st.
May 1st. And then what happens?
And then, so being that May came around, nobody moved. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna get my money back. And then I called her. She was in California. She was like, oh, I'm busy and everything like that. I'm in California.
She was
with my
already
son.
in California. Why? Because her son had already begun chemo?
Her
Okay, but
son
the
was
husband was staying here?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
was going-
why did you take her money if you weren't ready to rent the place?
we were ready.
Well, then when did you move out?
I didn't move out.
Right, you never moved out.
Right. We didn't take
That's
her.
not ready. I mean, I'm looking at texts between you folks, and what was the reason she wasn't able to move in May 1st?
May 1st because he got his test results back and it said the cancer was free. So we thought everything's good, but that's when the real treatment started. They started doing bone marrow harvesting, plasma, platelets, and we didn't know any of this had to go on. We thought we were
Did you
out of
ever
the
move
woods.
to California, yes or no?
No, I've been going back and forth.
Right. So
And I didn't-
why did you keep her $2,000 then if you were never in a position to go ahead and give her the place to rent?
When I left there after, that's when my son called me and told me he was having this procedure done. I left him and my
Him who?
daughter, my husband,
Okay.
and my daughter who had a concussion, so he couldn't leave with her.
That's not answering my question. You're telling me why you breached an agreement to rent the place out. I hear you.
Right.
Okay? He's sick, everybody's, I got that. Why aren't you returning the money so she can find another place?
He spent the money and I didn't know that.
What is that about?
I spent the money on her.
What'd you spend it on?
I spent it in a strip club.
You spent $2,000 in a
I
strip
did.
club.
I
You know,
acted
when I
out.
read that in her complaint, I thought, oh, these church people, they're so nice until they're not, right? They're so polite, and then look at her accusing him of spending the money on strippers just to make him look bad, because I thought it would be a lie. Then I come to your text saying my husband spent the money on strippers. Like, blew me out of the water. And then he admits it.
Yeah.
First of all, how dare you wake up next to that every day and spend the money on strippers?
Your Honor, I totally agree. I've been kissing her feet and
Yeah,
apologizing.
you should be kissing her feet every morning when you
every
wake
day.
up.
Every day, Your
Before,
Honor.
during, and after stripper
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Okay? Because
Yes.
I don't know how to
Yes.
explain it to you,
Yes, I
but
agree, Your Honor.
you're punching above your weight there.
Yes.
Is there an age difference between you two?
Yes.
How big an age difference?
Just 2 years.
Oh my Lord, you look so young. You look so young, and you look like you've spent way too much time in strip clubs.
So if the apartment's not ready, how much longer after that date do you have to wait before you can cancel, get your money back?
I'd say 1 day, 24 hours.
1 day?
Absolutely.
Wow. Sir?
Sounds good to me.
1 day? Is that right?
No, I say like a week. I give it a week, and then that's it.
And you can get your money back.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And then you're not bound by the lease.
No, I'm not.
We will see going inside the courtroom.
So I read back and forth these texts. Do you have them in your phone?
I have them.
Let me see them in your phone. I prefer them in the phone, in their natural habitat. Good morning. How is everyone? Pray all is well. Are you back home? And this is in late April. My sweetheart, how are you doing? Praying that they are able to get the right blood platelets amounts from his blood. If that happens, then we will be home to pack up the house soon. I will call you as soon as we get the results. They're still giving him very strong doses of chemo and making him have harsher side effects. And then her response isn't, I'm going to send Pookie over to beat you up, or her response is, wow, I pray he is okay. Friday, okay. Guess I have to push them off, okay, because you wasn't really sure how long. I was hoping sooner. Auntie, you always running, taking care of everyone. You are amazing. Love you. Do you have a defense to returning her $2,000?
No, not at all.
I didn't think you did.
Not at all.
What efforts have you made to return $1 of the $2,000, seeing as you're the one who blew it?
I haven't, Your Honor.
Do you work?
I've been ill. No, I don't.
What's wrong with you?
I'm in
These
ther-
nice, God-fearing
I'm
women
in
trying
therapy.
to do the right thing.
I'm
What's
in
wrong?
therapy. I'm in counseling now, Your Honor. I had some trauma when I was younger that I haven't dealt with, and I acted out.
I mean, it's not even going to a strip club, but to be honest with you, that's something for your wife to be mad at you for. It's blowing the $2,000 that you don't have.
agree. You're
I
right,
mean, it's
Your
one thing to go to the strip club, it's quite another to spend $2,000.
You're right,
Takes a
Your Honor.
lot to spend the $2,000. That's the part.
Yes.
And they're still so polite to each other. It's June and they're still polite to each other. You ended up, where are you now? Where are you living now?
Right now, I just got into apartment complex Saturday. Yes, last Saturday. So
I guess, were you at your aunt's house those extra months?
I was at my aunt's house from November until I moved Saturday.
So you moved Saturday, right. So the money was handed over in April, you say? End of April,
13th.
middle of April, when?
April 13th.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any proof of what storage was costing you?
Yeah, I gave it to you.
That's this? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As luck would have it, that's the day you made your payment, I guess, for April. You made it on April 13th? And you were never supposed to be in there in April.
I was never supposed to be.
But you weren't
there.
supposed to have to pay a May payment because you had expected that you were going to be in the place. So there's certainly a May payment. June, July, and August. There's 4 months where you were out $218.60 because you didn't have $2,000 to put in a different apartment and get out of there. So I believe they owe you those 4 months. I am ordering them to pay you $2,874.40. That's the $2,000 deposit plus $874.40 for the 4 months of storage that you had to stay put where you were because they didn't return your security deposit. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's supposed to.
So the Silvers, the defendants, are on their way out of the courtroom. You do have to give her a little over $2,800.
Sorry.
You're not surprised, are you?
No, it was fair.
And you compliment, look like you spent a lot of time strip clubs. What'd you think when the judge told you that?
Well, she told me the truth. I've treated my wife improperly.
You got to be honest. You are
I'm
honest.
very sorry
You're
for
very
it.
honest.
Well, that's the beginning of healing in
Yep.
a marriage is honesty, and I apologize to her every day. She deserves better than how I treated her, and I'll be doing all I can to make it up for her, as long as she'll have me. I thank God for forgiving me for what I've done.
We've been married 34 years, so
You're going to keep him?
yes.
I'm praying.
He's a keeper.
All
I'm praying.
Keep praying.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Well, Ms. Jackson, how you feeling now?
Oh, great.
You in a new place? You happy?
Yes, I am.
And you've been through the woods with us. Thank goodness for relatives who let you
Okay.
live with them, right?
All right. Yes. Thank goodness for my aunt.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Harvey?
So there's no hard and fast rule on how many days, but there is something you can do. There are magic words in contracts. The words are time is of the essence. That means they have to deliver on time. Remember those words.